call celebrating our wins, and I've been, even though I can't speak for very long, but I've been just cranking away on the computer, getting things done. So got 6 more people into the business yesterday, so having a productive week, even though I can't speak much.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Mikey,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here. But that's the magic of working online, right? We don't have to say much if we don't want to, and we're still able to get results. So congratulations to you, my brother. That's 6 in a week. That's big. That's more than some people get in a month or 2. So good stuff. Man, it's Friday. You guys know what time it is. For those who are our regulars to the call, we celebrate your successes on the call. We try not to talk as much because today, Fridays, is usually is about you guys. It's about you guys coming out here, sharing testimonials, sharing the breakthroughs that you had throughout the week, the aha moments, the memories, the things that you've learned this week that are really going to help you in business and in your personal life as well. For those who are new to the call, roughly around 12:05, we usually kick things off. Some people might be chiming in a little late because I goofed up and I didn't put the pin code on my post, so I had to repost that so everybody can get the pin. So people probably be straggling in, and that's okay. For those who shared the call, thank you so much. I've seen a lot of shares today with the call throughout groups and Facebook walls and things of that nature. So we thank you so much for spreading the message because we're building the greatest community of people developing the mindset to win. That is definitely our purpose. That is our mission. And we're going to do it, and we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep doing it on purpose until everybody starts getting into the flow of developing their mindset, expanding their mental capacity, looking at their circumstances and understanding that they're not their circumstances and that you can do great things when you finally just sit down and decide to, when you choose a vehicle of some sort to work at. A lot of us are working our butts off, but we're working our butts off for somebody else's dream. And that's okay. Because initially, that's what's going to help you to boost your business. That's what's going to help you to get into your business. So you got to appreciate the job. You got to have gratitude for the job because it's going to help you initially to get things moving. But for those who have dreams and those who have passion, deep down on the inside, you really want to follow your dreams. You want to live out your passions. You have something to say, and you definitely want to deliver it to the marketplace. And we created this call to develop the greatest community of people developing the mindset to win because we know there's people out there, and we just want to help you tap into your power and go out there and get the job done. It's 12:06 now. What we're going to do, we're going to start our road call. This is Mike Williams from Long Island, New York.
Becky McConnell, Burley Falls, Ontario.
Hey, we've got Jules calling in from Sacramento, California.
Tammy Miller calling in from L.A.
Welcome to the call. I know there's more people out there. Don't be shy. All right, cool deal. 12:06, we'll start the call. It's so funny because, I can see all the callers calling in and stuff like that. So there's people out there, and they're just shy. It's all right. Keep coming, and you'll begin to open up and start sharing your stories or at least telling us you're out there and where you're calling from. So today, we're going to start at 12:07. For anyone who wants to jump out and celebrate their success, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your story. So the first person to start speaking, the floor is all yours.
Becky here.
Go ahead, Becky.
Once upon a time ago, I desperately needed to have my chemistry final mark. And it was something that eluded me. And so Christmas time, my mark was 34. And that was not going to get me into the school of my choice. So I asked the chemist teacher if he would give me some of his time, which he graciously did. And I struggled and struggled and struggled until one day, and I don't even know how this eluded me. But one day I looked at him and I said, my God, all I have to do is memorize this tables. And I can't believe that something so obvious was something that so eluded me. And in this internet marketing part, the thing that's eluded me, and I haven't been able to ask the question properly to somebody so that I could get an answer. And so I was left to grapple with it on my own. And the good news is that today I have finally broken through, because I didn't know if I did this, then that. And I finally found out how the whole autoresponder got connected up to all the different offers and how that whole thing worked. So I am so grateful that I finally got it.
Cool, nice. Just kept working at it until you finally figured it out. For 90% of the call, you guys are probably online marketers, and autoresponders are things that we deal with. And if you don't know what an autoresponder is, it's just simply an automatic emailing system that will follow up with our prospects and leads for us. So Becky finally figured out how to work the darn thing, and congratulations to you. That's a very important component when you're building a business on the internet, is your leads and your follow-up. So for you to be able to figure that out, I salute you and congratulations. The next person, if you just chimed in on the call, Fridays is all about our callers. Fridays is called Celebrating Your Successes. So throughout the week, if there's any breakthroughs, testimonials, any humps that you got over, any mountains that you broke through, we want to hear them on the call, and that's what Fridays is all about. It's about you guys to definitely come out and share the message and just share, everything that's happening for you and your business. So the next person, all you simply have to do is start talking, and the floor is yours.
Greetings, everyone. This is Christy calling from Virginia. I hope that everyone's having a fantabulous Friday. I know that I am so grateful and just filled with joy to be on the call today, and I was having technical difficulties. I was trying to dial in through Skype, and it kept on dropping, so I just called in on my cell phone. Nothing's going to steal my joy today. But I just wanted to share my successes for this week, and I had a couple of breakthroughs. I had some really endearing conversations with some leaders, and people that I respect in the industry that, gave me some feedback on my business and pointers of things that I can do to take me to that next level, and I really appreciate, the time that they spent with me. I got to talk to Jermaine for a little while. Some of you on the call will know who Jermaine still is. Awesome guy, awesome person, awesome leader as well. So I got to spend a little time talking to him and got some really good tips that I'm incorporating absolutely right away. Had some good success on not on Facebook, but on Craigslist this week. I've gotten myself down to a sale about every 95 leads, and 2 weeks ago that was about every 150 to 170 leads. So I'm getting there. I'm working on my copy. I'm reading a lot of material on copy, and I'm trying to work on better copy and being more compelling, in my marketing. So that is working for me, and I'm very grateful for that. I made a little bit more money this week than I did last week, and I'm definitely grateful for that. So my personal breakthrough though was something that I've been challenged with for a while, and it is I guess it comes down to, I can't think of an elegant way to say it, but I remember someone saying it while we were in Denver, and that is, you got to be able to take people's money. And the only way that I can explain that is that, I somehow, I think in my subconscious mind, did not feel good getting paid from people on the internet, for my services and so forth. And so I had a training video that I had done, and one of my colleagues, was selling his training video for I think for $15 or $20 on some Bing training. And I was like, wow, that's great, because I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're doing that. And he was like, why aren't you doing that? And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. I was humming and hawing. Like, I didn't feel like the training and the expertise that I can bring, I didn't feel like it was worth money. And I don't know why I felt that way, and I'm working on that through my cybernetics and all that. But I decided, you know what? I have value too, and the things that I bring have value too. And I guess perhaps I associate that with not being in the industry long enough, and feeling like because I haven't been in the industry for a long time that I should, try to sell anything. I think that's really where it stems from, is that I feel so brand new to this industry that I'm over it. All I can say is that I'm over it. And so I say to you on the call, if you're out there and you're learning and you're regurgitating that information back out in a way that someone can receive it, because sure, there might be someone else that has the same training out there, but perhaps you package it or you say it in a way that someone else can receive it better, someone can implement it better, someone can understand it better, they comprehend it from you. That is a gift. And if you have that gift and you're able to do that and people appreciate it, then it is of value, and you do need to charge for your services. That's how we get paid in this industry. And your pay is going to reflect, and I feel this way very wholeheartedly, that your pay is going to reflect the value that you bring. But if you keep giving it away for free, guess what? You're never gonna realize the wealth and abundance that the Creator has for you. So get over yourself. I've gotten over myself, and I'm all about giving as much value as possible, some of it free, but definitely from now on, some of it is going to be paid. So back to you, Mike. Thank you so much, brother.
That's what's up. A lot of people actually, dealt with that problem. And I dealt with it for a while, too, and there's something I started telling myself every time, that emotion comes up, like, oh, no, I don't know if I'm going to take that money. I always say to myself, life is a game of transactions. Life is all about transactions, and the person with the most transactions wins, period. So, I started repeating myself in my head, transactions. This is about transactions, and Jermaine still always tells me, he's like, listen, if they don't buy it from you, they're going to buy it from somebody. So just tell them everything, right? So, and it's the truth, you know what I mean? If you really want to make money, you got to be somebody who wants more transactions, and you got to initiate those transactions often in order for you to start understanding the game of money. So, yeah, that is a phase we all go through in this business, period. Online marketing is something everybody goes through. I mean, I've seen brick and mortar businesses, people I know that, don't understand transactions, and, they give away things for free, and then they wonder why they can't pay the bills and stuff like that, because they just aren't taking people's money. And it's not in a bad way. It's a good way. People give away their money every single day, to Apple and Nike and everybody, the gas stations. They're always giving out money. Hey, listen, if I got some value, that's right, you're going to pay me for my effort. So congratulations on that breakthrough. Hold on to that. You're definitely going far places, Chrissy, without a shadow of a doubt. You're definitely a leader, and whoever's following you, they're following an awesome person. If there's anybody else on the call want to share a story, a testimony, a breakthrough? If you just chimed in on the call, remember that Fridays is all about our callers. We want to hear the caller's perspective. We want to hear their testimonies, their breakthroughs, things they went through throughout the week. Did they hit their goals and everything? We want to hear it all, because, we're growing each and every day, delivering stuff to you. So we want you to get into the groove of sharing that value with other people as well. So that's why we bring our callers out every single Friday and celebrate their successes. So if you want to share something, all you have to simply do is start talking, and the floor is yours. Don't be shy. All right, cool deal. Well, while I'm talking, you guys can always cut me off. It doesn't matter if you get the sense you want to really jump out there and share a story. And understand, if you're a leader and you got somebody on this call, you always want to put your best foot forward and share and get into the habit of sharing, because in business, if we don't share, we ain't making no money. If we don't initiate the transactions, we ain't making no money. So get in the habit of sharing. Get in the habit of sharing in videos. Get in the habit of sharing on conference calls. Get in the habit of talking, period. Because an old mentor of mine always used to say, Mike, the person that's in front of the room is usually making the most money. And it's the truth, because they got in the habit of sharing and talking over and over and over and over again. Even on your social media profiles, these are the things you need to focus on, sharing. right? You don't have to blast your profiles all day long with links, but just simply sharing value, things that you're learning, people that you're getting connected with, and start doing that so often, every single day. I remember back, I want to say early last year, I started doing conference calls, and there was nobody on my conference calls. It was just me, but I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. I kept showing up. If nobody was going to show up, I was showing up, and I was sharing some value, right? And I just kept doing it, and I kept doing it so often now. When I get in front of people or when I get on conference calls, it doesn't bother me to just go because I've just been doing it so much and so often. Dave Wood says, hey, you want to be a great communicator? He says, do one live presentation a week. One live presentation a week. I do 5. I said, you know what? I'm going to do 5 because I'm trying to accelerate this process. And I'm trying to be the best communicator I can possibly be so I can share my story, so I can share the vision, so I can literally share somebody into my perspective, right? So I can constantly help them to expand their mental capacity to go places that they thought they couldn't go. Napoleon says, leaders are sellers of hope. Until you get into the habit of sharing your testimonies and sharing your stories, you're not going to be a deliverer of hope, a seller of hope. You're not going to be a seller of hope because you won't know how to craft your story. You won't know how to craft your vision. You won't know how to share it properly until you start doing it more often. So when someone gives you a platform to do so, you take every advantage you possibly can to get out there and share. Even if you think you sound silly, it's okay. This is the arena to sound silly in because we're all about professional development. We're all about getting better. So we encourage you to do it and keep doing it and to keep doing it. Even if you sound silly, look silly. I remember doing my first video. It was the worst video ever. I still got it up on YouTube too. Worst video ever. But I did it, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. And now I get compliments about videos, even though I don't think I'm doing that great in my videos, but I get compliments about the videos, but I just been doing them over and over and over again, just sharing the stories, just sharing my testimonials, just sharing the vision so often as I possibly can. And when I get on this call, we're right now we're going over the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Yesterday we talked about the law of the inner circle, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think chapter 12 is the law of empowerment. So we're going to start that on Monday. So that's definitely going to be some good material to tap into and to get people on the call. Julian's still healing. He was sick for a week or two, so he's still healing, getting things done. But he's still been able to get people into his business. I think 6 people in the last week, or the last couple of days, to be honest. I think it happened. It might have been just yesterday. But that's the power of working on the internet. You know what I'm saying? When we get out of whack, we can fall back because we know we've been working with systems that are literally working for us, even if we aren't working. Right? And if you ever look at big business or society, period, the people who are the business owners, right, not the CEOs and not the presidents and stuff like that, the actual business owners, these systems work for them even though they're off traveling or handling other business elsewhere. These systems are working for them. So the internet leveled the playing field so the average person could develop a system, could purchase a system, learn a few techniques about marketing, and literally have this system work for them on autopilot without worrying about the big CEO compensation plans and the benefits for the employees and all these different things that business owners normally deal with. We don't have to do it anymore. We simply purchase these systems, learn how to market every single day, and before you know it, the systems are constantly just pumping out content for us. The systems are pumping out, generating leads for us. The systems are sharing our message, even though we're like in church or we're at dinner with the wife or we're doing something else, but our messages are still being played and seen by people in the marketplace. That's a powerful thing. So if you're online and you're building a business, understand that you're in the right place at the right time. You're in the right place at the right time. Just keep learning, keep growing. I know it's the techie stuff gets a little crazy at times. It gets a little hazy and fuzzy at times. It's okay. We've all been there. Can you imagine how it was in 2008, 2007, 2006 when technology was not as seamless as it is today? A lot of these different things we had to build up. I had to learn HTML, and WordPress was garbage back then. Like, all these things were, like, really frustrating then. So imagine how it was then compared to now. Compared to now, it's so easy. I'm just telling you because I dealt with it firsthand. It's so much easier to just get in and move. If you make it complicated, it will be complicated. If you make it complicated, it will be complicated. Sometimes you have to just fall back and focus on the things that you do know. Focus on that so often until it's getting you a result. Once you start to get a result, it starts to free up some time so that you can learn something else. Don't pull on too many things at once, guys. Just take your time. Pull on 1-2 things at once, not too many things, and just focus on those 1-2, just 1-2 combo, 1-2 combo, 1-2 combo, and constantly build up your momentum. Constantly build up your momentum. Constantly build up your audiences on your Twitter or your Facebook or what platform you're dealing with. Maybe you're dealing with YouTube only. Focus on that platform and building that platform, and then move on to the next platform. Don't get yourself crazy trying to stretch too much, guys. But it's Friday. It's 12/24. Next Friday, I expect more testimonials. I expect more stories. I expect more people having more breakthroughs, more people working through the mess, working through all the technical glitches, working through everything. I expect to hear more stories, more successes from you guys. You guys right now are doing fantastic. I want you to go into your weekend having a good, have a good time, take some time for yourself and just, soak up everything that you've learned this week and just say thank you, right? Just say thank you for learning something new. Say thank you for connecting with more people. Have gratitude about everything that you went through this week because it's all necessary. Everything's all necessary. Nothing is in vain, guys. Everything is necessary as long as you're learning from that experience, and as long as you keep learning from those experiences and keep moving on, you're eventually going to get to where you want to be. You're going to start getting your goals. Everything's going to start making sense to you. Everything's going to fall into place. The right people are going to fall into place. You're going to build the right team. Everything's going to fall into place, guys. Even if you're not looking to build a team, maybe you just want to be this person, sending the team to the other leaders. That's okay because you can still make money from that, right? Because that's the magic of what we do. There's crazy people like me and Julian who don't mind doing these conference calls for you to send people to so we can talk to and help them shift their perspective, help them shift their mentality. And when they come back to you, they're going to say, you know what, Chrissy, thank you for introducing me to this opportunity. If these are the type of people you hang out with, I want to hang out with them too. Right? These stories do happen. These stories happen often behind the scenes. And I think Tammy, who's on the call today, she shared a post yesterday. She was just so excited about the call. And, I don't know what's personally going on in her situation or her life, but something was said this past week or yesterday that impacted her, that, got her into taking action. So that's an awesome thing. And I had to share that on my wall yesterday because when I see stuff like that, it makes me feel good. It makes Julian feel good because we know that we're doing the right thing and we're helping people each and every day. So, guys, 1226, go out there, have a good time. Text motivation to 77948. Text motivation to 77948. I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Come back on Monday. Let's get into the law of empowerment. Let's learn some more 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Let's keep growing as leaders. Let's keep growing as people that's literally on the forefront making things happen. All right, guys? This is Mike Williams, Julian Tang. We love you. Later.
Have a good weekend.
Bye, everybody.